All right, we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Lunch and Learn. Today, I have, there she is, Vanessa Hunter with me today, and we are ready. Vanessa, are you ready?
I'm so ready, Joe. I'm so ready for this lunch and learn. Love these. I love joining you on Wednesdays and talking about how businesses can use mailbox power to help their business.
Me too. And I like talking about food as well. So, I mean, it's just kind of a lunch and learn. It's working for me, no doubt about it.
Let's start with lunch. What are you all having for lunch? We love to hear about that. Joe he's a little bit food obsessed, I'm going to tell you. And so we talk about lunch. Love to know what y'all are having for lunch today. I I just had a protein bar. Joe just had what, Jelly Bellies?
Uh, well, I had a tangerine. I had some almonds, cashews, and a few Jelly Bellies. Yes, that was my second breakfast. And I'm thinking about lunch, and I'm thinking about a French dip sandwich with some French fries. Tell you the truth, that
That
sounds
sounds
really good,
good.
doesn't it?
That sounds good. Hey, Brenda, good to see you here. Thanks for joining us. All right. So,
Okay,
Joe,
are we ready to dig in and talk about
well, I think it's
prospecting?
taking a few minutes to get out to Facebook, so we might want to wait just a minute.
Okay.
As here we go, I see people popping on now, so I
Yeah.
think it took a few more minutes because we're streaming to Facebook as well as YouTube. So, anyway, yes, we're ready to dig in. I'm ready to dig in.
Yeah.
I think that today's topic, which is prospecting for a service-based business. And let's just go ahead and dig into these slides right now.
Yeah, I love
Prospecting for service-based business. Now, what is a service-based business is the first question that people ask when they saw this. They're like, well, what exactly are you talking about? We're talking about a business that provides a service to people such as a handyman, a landscaper, a painter, tree trimmer, window washer, dog walker. There are a million other businesses out there that would fall into this category. So it's a very, very broad category. You're going to see some examples today of specific businesses that are using this. But what we want you to do today is really take the gist of what we're saying. Perhaps if you're a dog walker, some of these things aren't going to apply directly to you and you won't be able to use the exact cards that we're talking about. But if you take the gist of what we're saying and adapt it to your own business, you'll get an awful lot out of this lunch and learn today.
Absolutely. That is the whole deal. Matter of fact, I'm looking at this going, well, where's the maids? Oh, there's so many. Just like you said, there's just so many service businesses
Wait, I don't think they're called maids anymore, Joe. I think they are, uh,
oh,
what are they? House.
I don't
I'm
know.
not even sure.
A hired domestic engineer or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't think it's a maid anymore. I think it's a domestic engineer or yeah, maybe a general household manager. I'm not really sure. Anyway, but I love that. And if anyone knows what they're calling themselves, it's just like when we went from the stewardess to the flight attendant, right?
It's called a husband, I guess.
I love it. That's funny. That's funny.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
anyway, keeping up with all the terminology, but you get the gist of what we're talking about. We're talking about businesses that provide a service. So, um, moving on, what is the goal of a prospecting automation? And Joe, I'm going to let you handle this because you have been knee deep in writing automations.
I love the word prospecting, right? It's, the idea is to introduce yourself and the business, let them know how you will serve them, and most importantly, gain a new customer. That's the whole deal behind prospecting. That's the whole, if we look at all the users of Mailbox Power and what they really want, they want new customers. And of course, they want referrals from their existing customers, and we can help them accomplish both. We can help you accomplish both, but really, prospecting. That's the deal. Gaining new customers, and of course, introducing yourself and your business to a new prospective customer. Prospect. Exactly. There we go.
Prospect. Right. Introducing yourself to a prospect. So our first postcard, this is actually a postcard, and it's introducing a tree service to the neighborhood. So, introducing a tree service to their target audience, to whoever they're looking for, in terms of people that obviously they're looking for people who own a home, who have trees. That's helpful.
Yes, it is. But let's break down a couple of these components for everybody, Vanessa. One of the key components of this postcard happens to be the headline. And the headline in this case, if this were going to Vanessa, it would say, Vanessa, we make trees happy and their owners too. Now, the key component here being the headline, that's what gets people's attention. And the number one question that a lot of our customers get, where did you get my name?
Yes.
Where did you get my name? Because this is prospecting. If you're going to prospect for new customers, you have to have a list, right? You have to use List Builder within our system, and we've done a lunch and learn on that. We're going to do them again just to make sure everybody's up to speed. But that headline's a big deal. And Vanessa, the other thing is inform, right? I mean, enjoy our complete lineup of tree maintenance services, and it's just listing out what they do.
What we do. Yeah.
Now, we know, through statistics that if the name is there in that headline, they're going to engage with this postcard.
Yes.
And the key for this whole thing is they engage with it. They see what you do. They either need you or they don't. If they need you, they pick up the phone and they call. If they don't, they don't. And maybe next time.
Exactly. And so what you're seeing in that first name space in the orange on the top of that postcard is what we call a merge field. And in our system, all of your contacts have a first name field. And when you set up your automation like this with the first name merge field, it just pulls those first names from whichever contacts that you've assigned to this particular automation. So the first name automatically gets added to this and centered the way it is. And it's a very, very cool way of personalizing a mass mailer. You can send thousands and thousands of pieces of mail, and each one of them will be personalized with the first name of the recipient. That's pretty darn cool.
It's powerful. It changes bystanders to people who pick up the phone and make phone calls to customers is what we call them over here. So yeah, it's a big, big deal. I love that all their information is right on the front too. Yeah. Easy to see, high contrast. When we talk about the phone number and their website, I think that's just a big, big deal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So the back of this card looks like this. It's got the first name on the back as well. So if it happens to come in the mail backwards, they're still seeing that first name there.
Yes. And not only that, I mean, look at that headline on the back. You know what I mean? Vanessa, tree care has never been easier, mainly because we do the work for you. Yeah. Okay, you have my attention. Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, seriously, and this is a big business. People don't know what to do with trees. They don't know how to take care of them. So when this lands in your mailbox and you look outside, especially on a windy day like today in Southern California, I'm looking saying, "Ooh, wish I had some of these trees trimmed." So if this lands in your mailbox at the right time, it is definitely going to generate a phone call. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So there is another card that went out after this, Joe, and that's this one.
Yep. And I love it. Again, it's showing, tree trimming in action with big equipment, headlines there. Vanessa, we just want to make you happy, right? I mean, here are 8 things every homeowner should consider with trees. Call us and we'll handle the other 7 things. Yeah. Now that's fun and engaging, right? I mean, that's kind of the whole key is to engage with the customer, the potential customer, let them know what you do, make them smile, make sure they see their name, and you've got a win on your hands.
Absolutely. So same back on that one. So it's not, it's guys, this is simple. When you set these postcards up in the system, it's super simple. The system does everything for you. Once you set it up and attach a mailing list or a contact list or group to this automation, it automatically goes out at whatever cadence you set it at. So in this particular case, I think, Joe, these were about 5 days apart, weren't they?
They were, yes, 5 days apart. So they'll land, probably, right there, 5 days a week apart. And it's important that everybody understand too, this is not a one and done, right? And when it comes to, generating new prospective customers through the mailbox, yes, you're going to get customers off of your first mailing for sure. But the second and the third and the fourth mailing and the fifth mailing, you are creating brand impressions every single time you
Yes.
do it. Every time they see your name and your or their name and your logo, you've created a
Yes.
brand impression that matters, because now they're looking at tree care doctor, my name, I have trees, I don't have a problem right now, but when I do, I know who to call.
Yep, absolutely. So let's take a look at another one. This is for a solar energy company. And again, we're using that first name merge field on the front of this card that says, are you tired of overpaying? This one happens to be PG&E. In my area, it's SDG&E. It's
Uh-huh.
whoever your energy company is. And then it says, power your life with the sun and become energy independent. And then on the back of that, which I love, I just love everything about this. I think it's such a simple message. And there's not a single person, I don't think, probably in America, that doesn't feel like they're overpaying for a lot of things right now, energy included. So
Absolutely.
great message, a high impact message, especially with the little piggy bank there. And
Yes.
then first name, find out if you qualify. And then they just talk about what they can offer. And what they've done is put a QR code on the back of this so that people can scan that code and find out more about what they're offering. So a lot of times, specifically with solar energy, people have so many questions, right? You couldn't possibly answer all their questions in a postcard. So this is a great use of a QR code there to inform people and provide additional information without having to get into sending some big booklet. This is a simple postcard.
Absolutely. Not only is it simple, but they're calling out a few things on the back of this postcard. I don't know. You might not be able to read it, but really what's happening is they're saying that, these folks, Danielle and Paul, they switched to solar, and here's how much they saved every year. And what would you do with this kind of savings? So they're
Yes.
planting a seed in the mind of this prospective customer that, oh my gosh, they save $5,520 in a year. What would I do with that? Oh, I'd go on vacation for sure. I'd buy a new refrigerator, furniture, whatever. Yeah,
Right.
love it, love it, love it. Just perfect
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, great example there. Anytime you can tell a story and use a real life situation, definitely do that on the back of the card. That just hits the point home when you can show an actual case study of what occurred. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Absolutely.
This is a handyman postcard. And again, we're talking about postcards here. This is not a huge investment. So we're talking postcards. Our small postcards are free for our pro account members and our executive account members, and our medium postcards are free for our executive account members. So the executives get 2 sizes free, the pros get at least 1 size free. It's a 4 by 6 postcard. But again, of course you pay the postage, but the actual postcard itself is free. So this is not a massive investment. And Joe, think about what the kind of revenue that is generated. And again, by repeatedly dropping postcards on people, farming the same general area. And that's an important point to make. Don't just hit a neighborhood and then do, well, nobody called me from that neighborhood, let me go over to this neighborhood. Because like Joe mentioned, the contact and the call and the action that takes place in them reaching out to your company doesn't often happen on the very first hit. Sometimes it does, but second, third, fourth, fifth time they get something from you, they're like, who is this? And how do they know my name?
And I love this headline. Vanessa, we can make your problems go away. Oop, I didn't know I had a problem. What's my problem? Are you tired of those
Right?
pesky jobs that just need to get done? We all have them, right? And
Yes.
it's written for, a very general audience, which when you're going to, use a postcard for prospecting, you need to be general but specific. Yes, you're a handyman. Great. So you can be specific on what you do: painting, tile and floor, drywall patch, landscaping, blah, blah, blah. But what you're saying is, hey, I know you've been putting that off for a while. You need to get that done. And I'm your Huckleberry. Let's go.
Right. Right. And here's another one that goes along with that. Same thing, same headline, different graphic, different picture on it. So it's going to capture their attention. But I love this 10% off with this postcard. So now you've already hit them once. Now they get this in the mail. They're like, wow, okay, I'll take 10% off. Yeah, let me call these people. Let me get them in to fix those little jobs that I never get to.
Exactly. And we've associated a discount with the postcard. That's a big deal. And, if you can offer a BOGO, or buy one, get one free, a free offer, and clearly these guys could have done a free offer. They could have done a, free estimate. Just
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
That's not saying 10% off. Most are going to, oh, I got a big job. I want that 10% off for sure.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So here's a very generic one. And we put this in here on purpose to show you that you can add some humor, make it cute, make it funny. It doesn't have to be all like super business oriented, but you can have a good time with this. This happens to be a 5x7 greeting card with our brownies, which,
Are
well, I'm
amazing.
just saying they're amazing, but they're almost a guarantee that you're going to get a phone call. Like sending
Seriously.
people the brownies is a
Mm.
big hit. And so this goes out with the brownies, and then let's take a look at the inside. So it says first name, again, personalizing it so they're not going to ignore it. We'd leap at the chance to do business with you. And then it has their information so that people can reach out to them. But the cool thing about this is just the fun of it. The don't overthink it. And I think that's a huge message here. Don't overthink it. Think about what you're offering. Think about the problems that you solve for people. And that's what they want to learn about.
That's exactly right. And it is. Just don't overcomplicate this. It's a simple message. You've only got so much space. Keep it simple, folks.
Right. Absolutely. So Joe, when we talk about this and we talk about service-based businesses and I think a lot of people aren't really sure, should I be sending a postcard? Should I invest in a card and brownies? Where do I begin? I haven't done this before. Yes, I need new customers, but where do I begin? And what would your advice be to them?
So, identifying, what business you're in, what is your offer? What does that headline look like? Chances are you can find a postcard that might not be written for your specific business, but might have all the elements that you need to just change the headline, change, the text, maybe add that picture. A couple other things, that want to think about. It's a really, really good idea to use a QR code, and a QR code does quite a few things for you. A lot of people are like, well, what's the rate of return and how many people will look at this and actually hold it and call me? Is it 1%, 5%, 20%? 20%, you're really, mailbox is good, but not that good. Neither is social media. But when you talk about a QR code, it does something else for you that you may not understand. So let's say you sent out 100 postcards and you didn't get one phone call, but you were able to look and see that 50 people clicked on that QR code. You now know there's something off with your message because the message got to folks, but they didn't pick up the phone and call you. Now you know how many people engage digitally with your piece, with your postcard, and that's kind of a big deal. And as Vanessa said, just keep it simple, folks. Don't get into the weeds. You can't write, a full page diatribe to let them know what you do. Bullet points work, and a simple message that just says you're there to serve them. Pretty simple stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And when you think about marketing your business, and this is just a general note, when you're thinking about designing a postcard or a card or using one of our pre-designed postcards or cards that's available in the design store, when you're thinking about that message, always think about what do they need? Don't think, oh, we have this beautiful building and blah, blah, blah. They don't care about that. What they care about is what you're going to do for them, what problem that they have that you can fix. Right?
Absolutely.
That's what you have to nail with those people. So, and you also have to think about who is your perfect audience. And Joe, I want to talk about this a minute because our list builder is an amazing piece of technology that when people really get it, and lots of people hear us talking about it, but when they actually get it and they see it in action, they're blown away. First of all, by the fact that we have this technology available to us, but second of all, at how precise and dialed in they can get on their target market. So can you talk a little bit about the list builder and just the features of that?
Yes, absolutely. So a couple of things about list builder. I could probably even show it maybe, but here's It's such a powerful tool, right?
It is.
And
It is.
it's let me see if I can show this here. So let's see here.
There it is.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can see this.
Yeah.
So matter of fact, let's go like full screen so people can really see what's going on here without even us on the screen, right?
Love
So
it.
what I'm going to do right now is pretty darn simple. What I want to do is just kind of show you around. So my mailing list, do I want individuals? Yes. Do I want only new homeowners or only new movers? No, not in this case, because I'm going to actually go build a list for a handyman is what I'm going to do, just to kind of give everybody a little insight.
Joe, let's ask the audience. Let's ask for some comments. What do they want? What kind of list do you guys want? I would love to hear from the audience. Like, are you looking for new homeowners? Are you looking for new movers? Are you looking for individuals or businesses? Who's going to chime in here and let us know?
Yeah, let's see if somebody chimes in, and while they're giving us some insight on what they'd like to see, let's take a look at all individuals, only new homeowners. Now, who would have a business that they would want to just market to new homeowners? Well, I'll tell you what, because you can identify people with pools, I would want to identify as somebody in a service business, which is taking care of pools, right? I would want to identify a new homeowner for sure, because I want them to know that I'm here to take care of their pool. And I know they don't want to do it. And that's pretty easy. New movers. Who would be interested in new movers? Well, every restaurant on the planet that should have a list of new movers that are within, pretty much a couple mile radius of their restaurant, to let those folks know, those new movers, that, hey, I'm over here and I got the best Indian food on the planet, and you should come over and try it and bring this card for a discount or a free something. But I am seeing that landscaping, yes, and
landscaping.
Some experience with landscaping. So let's go build that list really quick and show people what we're talking about. So I am going to do all individuals. When I choose geography, I have a choice. I can choose an address, a radius around an address, or I can choose city, county, state, or a zip code. I'm going to make it easy and just choose a zip code, 89074. There's 21,974 people. Now, demography gives us all the choices, right? Now, I'm building for landscaping, right? So
Teresa's saying she does want a minimum income because she wants to make sure she doesn't have to worry about whether or not the client can pay them. So Absolutely. She does want to put in the minimum income.
Let's say 75,000. That cut the records in half, from 21,000 to 11,000. So their minimum income is 75,000. We could go much higher and probably even narrow. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's say I'm a landscaper and I really want the bigger business. So I'm going to say 100,000, 7,243. I want them to be homeowners because renters aren't going to pay me. Right?
Can you make the top cap higher? I'll take a millionaire.
Oh yeah, on income.
Yeah, in the income. So the bottom 100,000, but what's the top?
Oh, it's 250 plus. That's
250 plus. Got it. Got it.
So, all multifamily, no, because that's usually something bigger. So let's go single family dwelling. And let's see, we're down to 5,724. Now, let's get over here to gender, marital status. I don't think either one of those matter. Age, well, I got to tell you, I might want to source by age, but I'm going to leave that alone. Birth month, children's age, ethnicity, none of that stuff. Occupational group, political affiliation, interest in hobbies, none of that really matters. But I get down here, let's talk about the next opportunity seekers. No. Charity donors, pet owners. Depending on what I was doing as a landscaper, and I had something specific to dog owners, I might check that box and see how many people actually own dogs. We get down to the bottom here. I do like some of this stuff. Houses with pools. There you go. Again, that pool service. So they can check that and see how many of those homes. Let's just do that and see how many of these homes actually have a pool. Because when it comes to landscaping, that's kind of a big deal too. Working in conjunction with everybody else. So we're down to 2,468 homes with pools. Well, it's Las Vegas. It's got no surprise that most of those homes have.
So let me just answer this question from Rachel, Joe. She said, do we enter the names or is it pulling from the internet? I haven't set my mailbox up yet. Great question, Rachel. You don't have to enter these names. Once you get this list and purchase the list, then it goes into a category called mailing lists. If you look on Joe's left navigation bar, you'll see right under contacts, there's a thing called mailing lists. And that is where this mailing list will go to within your account. So you don't have to enter the names. You don't even have to upload the spreadsheet or import anything. It does that for you once you purchase the list.
That's exactly right. Now, we do have estimated credit rating, which is really a big deal for realtors and mortgage folks because they just don't want to work with people who have bad credit ratings, but it also indicates their ability to pay. So maybe we go with a little lower, like a 600, a 650. And see if that narrows or weeds, a few folks out as well, which it probably will. And you don't have to do this, but, it might be something. So it only knocked about 700 people off the list. Net worth, how much money they have in the bank, probably doesn't matter. Years since they purchased the home. This may matter because, you get a home, it's probably kind of done. The landscaping's done. So let's say they purchased the home 5 years ago and the age of the home. Let's say the age of the home is at least 10 years old. They might be looking to update things and get things updated. But, we really are getting into a very narrow list of folks. The age of home, 10 plus years since the home purchase, 5 plus. Estimated credit rating, 600. Building structure, it's a single family dwelling. They're a homeowner, not a renter. They have an income of 100,000 plus. They live in 89074. That's all individuals. And as this updates, we're going to see a final number here. And
so it's continuing to update. And Joe, I just want to answer this. This is continuing to update depending on how Joe is narrowing down to find his perfect customer for this landscaping business. He's narrowing down the list and it's right now at 3,174. Let's say Joe does not have the budget for all of those people. As you can see, right below the number of records is a space to put in the number that you want. If Joe puts in 100, which is in there right now, the price for this list of 100 people of his perfect demographic is $9.95.
Let's put in 5. See what happens.
Let's put in 500 people.
$44.90.
$44.90. Joe, go ahead and put in that whole 3,174 and see what the entire list would cost.
$257.
The entire list of perfectly targeted people who need what you're offering, $257.09. I mean, seriously, this kind of thing, if you know your perfect customer, you can't beat this level of specificity in targeting that perfect customer. But first you have to know who your perfect customer is. And then you need to dial it down until you get exactly what you're looking for in the list. And that's the point where you say, yeah, this is going to be worth it to me because these people do have the money to pay me. They do need what I'm offering. They do have, the resources or whatever you're looking for. And that is your targeted list. That is going to be far, far, far more valuable to you than just blanketing a neighborhood, right?
Absolutely agree, 100%.
It's crazy how great it is in terms of getting the right customer, getting your perfect message to the right customer, matching those up so that you can gain new customers.
And by the way, the more leads that you buy, the less expensive each one of those leads are. If you bought all 3,174, it's 8 cents a lead. 8 cents.
Yeah. So
that's just crazy.
I mean, it is crazy. And people pay all kinds of money for leads. They'll go out and buy mailing lists and all kinds of things. But may I just remind you, and that's fine. Go do that. If it's working for you, keep doing it. But I think that the value is the targeted list that we're able to provide you here. The targeted list, you're going to have a much higher return on investment with a targeted list than you are with a blanket list.
100% of the time. 100% of the time. Awesome. Well, Vanessa, I think this is awesome that we're spending a lot of time on prospecting this month, and people are going to learn more as the weeks go by. It's a big deal. We all want new customers. We all want our phone to ring, right? So Just kind of take from these the lessons that we've learned, as we're sharing this information with you. The targeted list is important, the headline's important, making sure they can clearly see what it is that you do, and have a little fun, right? And don't get overcomplicated, stay out of the weeds.
Keep it simple, keep your message simple, tell them what they want to hear, and make sure you deliver. That's the main thing. Make sure you deliver on your promise, whatever that may be. All right, we'll be back next week with more prospecting for different businesses. This was service-based businesses. We will target somebody else next week. So we hope you'll join us next Wednesday. If you enjoyed this or any other Lunch and Learn, you can find them all on youtube.com/mailbox power. And again, we hope to see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks, everybody. We love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.